Well, just when you thought that the Democrat primaries were just going to be boring, 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 along comes Mike Bloomberg, who has decided to jump into the race, even though he is not on the was not on the ballot in Iowa, is not on the ballot in New Hampshire, is not on the ballot in Nevada, is not on the ballot in South Carolina, but oh, he's on the ballot. He made it in time for the Super Tuesday. So he has not any delegates except whatever he's going to manage to buy, which he will try to do that. One of the funniest things that I heard come out of the debate was Donald Trump's rally, where he says, "Oh, Mini Mike spent $500 million in order to be embarrassed by Pocahontas." And that's about the truth. It cost him $500 million to get on that debate stage, which is the entirety of money that the entire Republican Party had raised in the previous quarter. So that's, he's got the money. So what? Have you seen his billboards? I mean, come on. They look like a kindergartner complaining that his friend is coloring outside the lines. Donald Trump eats his steaks burnt, while Mike Bloomberg eats his medium rare. What is this, an advertisement for a restaurant? A restaurant of the rich and famous? What? This is ridiculous. But I like Donald Trump Jr.'s comeback, and that was a billboard that said, Mike Bloomberg can't ride any of the rides at Space Mountain. So, making fun of his height. You have to be this tall to ride the rides. In any case, it is a little bit ridiculous, but don't discount Mike Bloomberg. He is in there to pull off all the African American and Hispanics who are jumping on the Trump train because they have realized that the Democrat Party has nothing for them. And as one man recently, African American, said, "I was on food stamps, now I have a job. Thank you, President Trump." So he is trying to offset that. He's also trying to knock Bernie Sanders out of the way, because they cannot have a socialist as their nominee. And they don't really, I don't think they mind cheating him out of it, but I think maybe they're hoping they can legitimately get him out of it. But I think they're headed for a broker convention. We'll see how that goes. Bernie Sanders, when a Bernie Sanders supporter almost killed Steve Scalise shooting at the baseball practice that the Republicans were having, nobody said boo in the media about it. Nobody said anything about it. But now all of a sudden they are realizing that Bernie may actually be the nominee. And so Chris Matthews is screaming for Bernie Sanders to do something about his supporters who have suddenly become violent. They haven't suddenly become violent, Chris. You've just suddenly noticed it because now he scares the hell out of you. You can't have him as a nominee. So you're not really sure about Mike Bloomberg yet because who knows? I mean, polls are one thing before you've even opened your mouth or done any campaigning. And he pays people. By the way, if you're looking for a job, Mike Bloomberg will pay you to tweet out nice things about him. I tried to get him to pay me not to say mean things about him, but that didn't go over so well. So there's no telling what is going to come out of him or where this is going, but I don't want to discount Mike Bloomberg. Not that I think he could be president. He can do some damage to Donald Trump, but he is the one who is behind the Virginia gun grab attempt, and because he's the one who put up a bunch of money for the Democrat candidates in Virginia. So I think his game plan is to take over one state at a time and get rid of all of our guns. It's not going to work. Good try, but don't discount him. He's got a lot of money, and a lot of money can buy a lot of things like delegates and other things and big ads and people. I mean, he could have a rally and fill the stadium and pay everybody to be there, and I wouldn't put it past him to do that. I do think he found out it's not as easy. As Donald Trump said, what I do is hard. It is hard. Our president is doing a wonderful job. He just confirmed his 217th judge. He has completely flipped the Ninth Circuit. Yay! And probably in his next term, he will be appointing another Supreme Court justice. So look for that. Also, too, this Russian collusion delusion has come back. The New York Times had an article that Russia was trying to help get Donald Trump reelected, and the Washington Post had an article that the Russians were trying to help Bernie Sanders get the nominee. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, the New York Times and the WAPO, they should have gotten together and get their story straight. It's all a bunch of hooey-palooey. And no, the president did not get mad with the president acting. DNI, it was his time was up. They can only serve for a certain amount of time, and then they have to, as an acting, and then they have to be reassigned or whatever. And so that is why he has named Rick Grenell as the acting DNI, and he's still looking for to fill that position permanently. That's a very difficult position to fill. So don't believe the hype. Don't believe in the Russian stuff. It is, here's what I want to say. The Democrats are the ones who are causing Putin to do his happy dance. They're the ones who are causing all this division. They're the ones who are sending out the disinformation. The Russians don't have to lift a finger. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to take out any more ads in Facebook or put out any more disinformation, because the Democrats are doing that very easily all by themselves. Adam Schiff is working on his next impeachment articles to include, I'm not really sure, but they're trying to make hay out of the fact that the present DNI is not fired, which he isn't fired, but that's what they're trying to say. And that Donald Trump got furious that the members of Congress were briefed on the Russian situation, and Devin Nunes is supposedly made a midnight run to the White House to warn the president or something. And Devin Nunes is like, I did no such thing. And, all of this is going to begin again. They're just trying to sow seeds of discord. They're trying to discredit the president. Oh, yeah, one of Mike Bloomberg's billboards says, Donald Trump cheats at golf. Mike Bloomberg doesn't. I just thought, I don't really care if he does. It doesn't matter to me. A lot of people cheat at golf. But whatever. It's like I said, it sounds like a kindergartner, and he eats boogers too. It's just ridiculous. I want to mention something real quick in passing because I don't know a whole lot about it. Philip Haney, who was a whistleblower for the Department of Homeland Security, has been found dead. He was shot dead. Now, I don't know if this guy, he was a whistleblower concerning the covering up of terrorist activity in California. Something, I don't want to give details that I don't know a whole lot on, but I wanted to mention it. Look up the name Philip Haney and follow this, because there may be a story here. I don't know if he's going to have committed suicide. I don't know what he was doing recently, but he was a whistleblower in the Obama administration for the Department of Homeland Security, and he has been shot dead. Sarah Carter tweeted out that he was a friend of hers, so apparently he was a good guy. And that's all I know about that. I just wanted to give a little quick rundown of what the heck the Democrats are trying to do, this Russia stuff. I wish they'd come up with a new game plan. Russia, Russia, Russia. Can't we come up with something new and more interesting than that? I guess not. Anyhow, keep praying for our president, pray for our country. God bless all of you, and thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.